What's up, folks? I had the peaceful experience of taking a shower and not having one old man come in to take a dump while I was in there. Today's gonna be a good day. Shoot. Good day. I took a little trip to Sierra Vista. Never been there. That little wiener dog is literally about an inch off the ground. Like his body is an inch off the ground. I don't have a lot to talk about. I don't have a lot to say. I had some topics that I wanted to address. Maybe I'll hit one of those. I wrote a blog post called Upgrade Your Bucket List. And what it's about is, instead of just saying, having this stupid ass bucket list that doesn't mean anything, right? It doesn't mean jack. So you write a list. Someday I'm gonna do this. As Gary V says, fuck, I'm gonna, right? I'm gonna doesn't produce anything. You have this list of wishes, is what it is, that you have no intention of accomplishing. I know some, people post things on Facebook. An ice hotel in Greenland or something, right? And then they're like, bucket list. Like, you are not going to the goddamn ice hotel. Bucket list. Que pinche bucket list. Anyways. Bucket lists are useless, right? If you want to accomplish something, then don't put it on a someday I'm gonna list. Make it a goal, give it a deadline. And then reverse engineer how you're gonna do it. Let's say I want let's just say I want a motorcycle, right? I want a $10,000 motorcycle. Now I gotta come up with $10,000. First thing I gotta do is put a deadline. When do I want to buy it? Let's say I want it in 2 years. What a quinky dink. 2 years, that's 24 months. That is approximately let me see. Got me doing math here. $700 a month. Let's say 2,400. If we saved 1,000, that would be way too much. $500 a month. $500 a month for 2 years, and in 2 years you will have that motorcycle. So all you have to do is figure out how to make it extra or save $500 a month, and in 2 years you will have that. That's called a plan. It's called a goal. It's not called a wish. You have it. You have a plan. All you have to do is execute it. All right. Someday I'll own a motorcycle. No plan, no execution. There's no action to take. So when I say upgrade your bucket list, I'm talking about an exercise I learned about making a to-do list, right? Not a bucket list, a to-do list. make your to-do list with in mind the fact that you may be dead in 6 months. If you're going to die in 6 months, what would be on your bucket list? Now that's a bucket list. So you can do this exercise and say, if I was going to die in 6 months, this is what I would do. Boom, boom, boom. Write them down. Anything you want. Anything you want. First thing you're doing is you're eliminating all the bullshit that you just don't think that you think is cool, or that you'll never really do, or you don't have time to mess around and go to an ice hotel. All right. Write down. I mean, just by giving us a 6-month deadline and then your life is done, you are going to eliminate all the bullshit out of your life right away. All right. So then, write down whatever it is, however long this list is, it doesn't matter. Once you have this list done, and now you have a date on it, now it's time to take action. You have a list of the priorities of your life, the main priorities of your life. You have a list you just created. By saying, I'm going to die in 6 months, I want to do this, you just created a list of your biggest priorities. And I doubt losing 10 pounds is one of them. I doubt it. So good news is you're not going to die in 6 months. So that's cool, right? You're not really going to die in 6 months. So if you say something like, quit my job and travel around the world, well, the reality is you cannot quit your job and travel around the world. A, because you're not going to die in 6 months. And B, because you got bills to pay. And C, because you're not rich. Right? Oh, I'm running this red light. Ooh, shoot. These yellow lights, man, sometimes I got a van to stop. Sometimes my forward momentum, I don't think it's going to make it. And then all my stuff's going to fall. So you're not rich. You can't quit. You're not really going to die. But you made that a priority. So now you can think, like, I want to travel around the world. How can I make this happen? Right. You know it's a priority because you put it on your 6 month I'm going to die list. So no, you don't have to actually act as if you're going to die in 6 months and just say, the hell with it. The hell with it. But the list itself produces what are the priorities in your life. And if one of them is travel around the world, see how much an around the world ticket is. See how much hotels are going to cost in each stop. See how much, I don't know, boat tickets, cruises, whatever. Get a good estimate of what that trip would cost. And then include how much you'd have to pay your bills if you have any existing. Or better yet, work your ass off on not having any bills. Like me. It is possible. Don't tell me that's impossible. It is possible. So, granted, you don't have to get these things done in 6 months. But by doing this list, you have your priority. Like, I really want to travel the world. I could care less about getting a promotion or becoming vice president of sales or blah, blah, blah. That's not on my list. Traveling around the world is on the list. Spending time with my family is on the list. Taking a hot air balloon flight. Skydiving is on the list. If it's on your list, it's on your list. Not on my list. Skydiving is not on my list. I put down, the first time I did this, I've accomplished, see, this is about the thing about doing it while I'm driving. I could look this stuff up, but I've accomplished a lot. I think 4 out of 5 things on my first list. And then when I wrote my blog post, I updated my current list, and I think my current list is published 2 books, and I've published 1 since. So that's cool. when I first heard of this practice and I got the idea, I put it on the internet. I'm like, nobody else is doing this. Come on, guys, let's do this. Someone else do this for me. And this woman was like, I find it depressing, but I'll just do it anyways. And what she ended up putting on, I started off as a whole weight loss, healthy eating thing. So what she put on her list had nothing to do with her weight, had nothing to do, and she didn't know that she was doing this, but she was prioritizing her life. And one of the things she put on there was plan her wedding. Now, instantly, you have to see what happens when you put a deadline on something, right? You put a deadline, her deadline was 6 months because she's gonna die. All of a sudden, she's taking steps to plan her wedding. Without a deadline, that wedding was not getting planned. And I probably would say that her wedding was not getting planned because she's working so hard on losing weight for her pictures. But all this dumb shit goes away when you do the reality check, which is you are gonna die. And it's not necessarily you're gonna die regardless. That's the only guarantee in life, right? Death and taxes, those things are guaranteed. So most of us may live to old age. Most of us may live to spend 12 years to our last 12 years of our life in a nursing home. Not this guy. But some of us might be on a plane that crashes into a building. Some of us might get hit by a van running a red light. Some of us may get bitten by a goddamn mosquito and it gives us a virus and we die while we're on vacation. All right? You don't know when you're gonna die. So you have to give yourself this reality check, because if you keep going, someday I'm gonna, next thing you know, someday you're gonna die. And all these things that you wanted to do that were a priority in your life never got accomplished. Never got accomplished. So this is my challenge to you. Oh, I hate it when people are parked in my parking spot. My challenge to you is to upgrade your bucket list. Get a piece of paper out and write at the top 6 months to live, and then below it start writing down the things you would do if you got the news you had 6 months to live. I bet you none of them have to do with work or weight loss. I bet you. Alright, so I am going to sit here and be a stalker and wait for somebody to move out of my parking spot so I can park in front so dummy can see me while I'm inside working. Other than that, that's what I got today. I hope you enjoyed this. If you do make a 6 months to live list, you can post it in the comments. I would love to read it, or you can email it to me. I would love to see it and talk to you about it, or whatever. Take a picture of it, put it to me, send it to me on Instagram at David E. Soto Jr. All right, thank you.